On April 17, 1975, Khmer Rouge forces marched into Phnom Penh, declaring Year Zero. Within hours, the city's 2 million residents were forcibly evacuated at gunpoint, told they would return in 3 days. Many never did. Hospitals were emptied, patients dragged into the streets. The regime aimed to erase modernity, beginning a brutal agrarian revolution. By 1979, nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population would perish under Pol Pot's utopian nightmare. The Khmer Rouge abolished money, schools, and even family units. Cities were emptied as citizens became slave laborers in rural collectives. Workdays lasted 12 to 14 hours with minimal food, often just watery rice porridge. Starvation was systemic. Prisoners ate insects or rats to survive. Children were separated from parents and indoctrinated. An estimated 20,000 mass graves later dotted Cambodia, many near these camps, where exhaustion and disease killed thousands monthly. S-21, the regime's most notorious prison, processed 20,000 prisoners, only 7 survived. Accusations were arbitrary. Wearing glasses or speaking French marked you as an intellectual. Torture methods included waterboarding, electrocution, and nail extraction. Confessions, often naming family members, were scripted before executions. Over 150 prisons like this operated nationwide, feeding victims to the killing fields. The Khmer Rouge meticulously documented their atrocities, leaving behind thousands of mugshots. Executions often occurred at night to hide evidence. Victims were transported blindfolded to sites like Chong Ek, where loudspeakers played revolutionary songs to muffle screams. Bullets were scarce. Most were bludgeoned with farm tools or bamboo sticks. Some graves contained headless skeletons, a tactic to prevent identification. Over 1.3 million died this way. The soil still yields bone fragments and clothing decades later, a grim testament to the scale of violence. As international scrutiny grew, the Khmer Rouge ordered mass graves exhumed. Bones were repurposed as fertilizer or building materials, a perverse recycling of the dead. Workers, often prisoners themselves, stacked skulls and femurs like bricks. The regime claimed this displayed their revolutionary purity. At Chong Ek, 8,985 skulls were later found in a single storage shed. Many bore fractures from blunt force trauma, silent witnesses to the killing methods. The Tower of Death was erected as a warning and propaganda tool. Bones were cemented into a towering stupa-like structure, visible for miles. Khmer Rouge cadres brought villagers to worship it, declaring it a monument to traitors of the revolution. The tower's construction followed Maoist spiritual atom bomb ideology, using terror to crush dissent. Today, only fragments remain, but its symbolism as a physical manifestation of genocide endures. The regime weaponized the tower psychologically. Survivors recall being forced to kneel before it for hours, reciting slogans praising Ankar, the organization. Children were told their parents' bones were there as punishment for disloyalty. This ritual reinforced absolute obedience. Any complaint meant joining the tower's remains. The Khmer Rouge's obsession with purging impure thoughts turned mourning into a revolutionary performance, severing cultural ties to ancestral burial rites. In January 1979, Vietnamese troops invaded, toppling Pol Pot's regime. As cadres fled, survivors emerged from jungles to find their country in ruins. Mass graves were discovered by accident. Farmers plowing fields struck bones. The Tower of Death stood intact, now a relic of collapsed ideology. Yet justice was elusive. The Khmer Rouge continued guerrilla warfare until 1998, and many perpetrators never faced trial. Cambodia's trauma was far from over. Today, the Tower of Death is part of the Chong Ek Genocidal Center. Glass panels protect the skulls, some marked by execution tools. Visitors leave bracelets or flowers as offerings. Survivors return to perform Buddhist rites, denied during the regime. The site forces a reckoning, how ideology dehumanized both victims and perpetrators. As Cambodia rebuilds, the tower stands as a warning of extremism's cost, its bones whispering a plea, never again.